It's time.
It's
Time to press it. Do we say anything?
With the coffee here.
We are coffee and talking.
Coffee
and talking?
This is coffee talking right now.
Coffee talking?
This is coffee talking.
Ooh, this is beautiful. Would you guys like some delicious French press I made?
Yeah, let's. Can you bring French press right here?
French press right here?
Yeah.
You want to get it pressed down?
So what are we drinking?
This is actually just, well, it's a French press. It's just a Trader Joe's breakfast blend, I believe, today. I didn't open a new box, especially coffee. Those are magnets. Megan's drinking an oat milk cappuccino. She couldn't wait because she works very hard.
Is this one with the say?
This is with the say. Yeah.
It's in our grind. It's in our espresso
the say's in the
machine.
espresso machine. I'm sorry, I should have made a say.
I know.
I'm an asshole.
So wait, are we ready to
Ready to press?
Everyone together? I know. I bottom. Here we go. Nice.
Ooh, that's a good press.
Yeah.
That means
Smooth.
that means the beans are nice and coarse as they should be. I've learned the hard way that if your beans are too fine, that's when it's hard to press down. I learned the hard way by over grinding them too fine, so there wasn't enough air to seep through, and I burnt my chest like
Second degree burns.
2 weeks before my fight. And I had.
Wait, can you? Oh. Wait, where's the burn? Oh, right here. Oh my goodness. Oh, right here. Oh, it's really burned. Yeah, jeez.
I had a 2nd degree burn, like skin coming off, like couldn't practice my last 2 weeks.
Not for this fight.
All because of French press, and the spot was facing towards me, and
just shot it straight.
You know, man, like we have to get it. Like if it's we have to go through shit. So I knew it wasn't going down, but I was like. And it just went bah. Like, it was the worst thing. So anyway.
Yeah.
So anyway, coarse beans the proper way from now on. I learned the hard way. Okay.
But that's how you learned.
It is.
It was very stressful. He had like crazy 2nd degree burns right.
What fight was this for?
Well, actually, it was Borg.
Oh, it was that one?
But then Borg pulled out. Like,
Oh, it was that
on
Denver one
thing.
then?
Yeah. So.
Okay,
So the fight didn't happen, right?
Yeah, correct.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we never got to
I
actually
fought
see.
3 weeks later against Alex Perez.
Careful.
Yes. Oh.
Tough finale.
Yeah.
Tough finale.
Excellent memory. That is 10% darker, I think.
Oh, thank you. Is this one's mine?
Yes, sir. That's your creamer one. I think we're good. I don't want to get too many grounds in there.
Yeah.
So we have one for Esther, one for me, and one for off-camera.
I could hit a little stir. I mean, the honey usually is.
Can you just not stand over here?
We get me a spoon.
I gotta be near these 2 cameras. Right?
Okay.
Oh, you can cross this one though and grab us a
Give me a
spoon.
spoon right there?
Yeah.
It's in that one
In the
right
drawer under the camera.
This
Yeah.
one or this one?
Down. Yes, sir.
Oh, so you can open them. It wasn't like we'd have something weird in the other one. But which one? I don't know.
I mean, it usually does the coffee usually does it itself. But when you
Oh
pour
yeah,
it,
the
that's
stir
why you
is
put it.
nice.
But the stir, you kind of need it sometimes.
Yeah. I also always put my cream and sweetener at the bottom, and then
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you have to. And when it's just cream, I don't think it needs a stir. But the honey's kind of. You want a little stir? Get out. Stop. Second place.
Hey ladies, can you leave for a moment? you can watch, baby.
Okay. This one is actually Jose Young's off.
Jose Young, so.
Appreciate
Off the
you.
camera.
My 5th cup of the day.
Yeah.
You'll like it. It's delicious. TJ.
Wait,
Thanks, love.
little.
Cheers.
Cheers. Ching.
thank you
I
so
really
much
wish
for
you
the
guys
coffee.
would have used your wedding
love
mug
you.
cup.
Yeah. What next?
Oh yeah, we actually have
right
a
there.
Casey and
Oh,
Esther
that's
cup.
fine.
That would have been great for the.
I thought you said you didn't want it. No, I said, do you guys want your wedding cup?
No, Casey didn't want it.
I said it was a little too. That's about a 10-ounce cup, but we're doing about 14-ounce cups. 16 maybe.
All right.
So
Anyway, that's our
just
story.
a quick introduction.
Oh.
Esther, would you like to introduce everyone here?
We are here on Sunday after UFC 248 with our friends Joe Benavidez and Megan Olivi at their lovely home in Las Vegas.
Very-
And this is Benny. He's very tired.
Who's very tired.
Yeah.
It's been a long time.
It has. You know, he had to give everyone toys yesterday and play with them while they were watching the fights. You know, he had to keep them entertained. So he's just very exhausted today.
We had a Megan Olivi watch party at the house yesterday.
Stop.
So
With some fights in between, but
Yeah.
yeah,
There's a
there
lot
was
of
some
me
weird
talking.
stuff in between. But
Yeah, I don't know what's going on. I was like,
The Olivi watch party.
That's very,
Yeah, we
very
did
kind.
talk about it.
how was your night last night?
You know what? Last night felt strangely calm. I don't know about for you guys, but like a lot of times we're doing interviews when like fights are going on, and it can be like a lot more chaotic. It felt like it flowed really well. I don't know. I just felt like there wasn't a lot of like crossover. We weren't missing a lot of action, but I don't know. It was a really calm, great night.
Just like the prelims or the
I
whole.
just felt like the whole thing, even like there wasn't like a crazy long wait between main and co-main, but there was
Yeah.
long enough to like get stuff done.
Yeah.
If
Yeah.
that makes sense, you
Yeah,
know?
yeah.
And
Yeah,
then
we-
you were
yeah.
like, oh, okay, we're going right into this. Yeah, like the timing I thought was perfect. And then like in terms of work, I mean, some of those fights were epic. I got to do a lot more desk work for ESPN, which is always like a highlight. So when there's a lot of
killed it.
finishes, thank you, on prelims, I get to do that. And for me, that's like the only time I'm really doing desk. So it's like a good, these weekends are really good for me to like get my feet under me for those. So yeah, it was fun. It was cool to see everybody. There were a lot of fighters in the crowd.
God.
And then
Fighters.
like just just one of the most epic times ever.
Can we talk about the co-main event?
That's all. Yes.
Oh
International Women's Day
I
comes
did
fall.
last
yeah, let me just.
Yeah.
Thanks for that one again. Jesus.
Yeah. Whew.
Yeah.
That was something else.
What were your expectations coming to that? I mean,
Expected it to be good, right?
Yeah.
But I almost feel like you couldn't imagine it to be like that.
You can't imagine a fight that good.
Yeah.
And I think that's why MMA is so great. Is it's literally theater that can only happen in that second on that day at that time with those two people, and it's like you can always imagine, and like it's a weird thing as a fighter, like that's always like, well, what's gonna happen? What's gonna happen? It's like I don't know. I trained for this to happen. I imagine this happen, but it's like there's nothing else to say because
Yeah.
you can train as hard as you want and do that, but it's like, the future is certain almost, but like you're working it out at the same time. So it's just like, I don't know. And like that fight was just the perfect mix of that. Like everyone knew like these girls are amazing, but like the way it went down is like, you can't write that. It could only happen then. And
I have this
No,
weird
it
sense
was just-
Joanna
we were
knew.
losing it.
Because she was saying this is going to be the best fight in strawweight history.
Yeah,
And then
yeah.
Esther, you posted a photo of her earlier in the week, and I think the caption was like something along the lines of like,
She knows something we don't know.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then I thought about that after the fight. I was like, did she know that this was just going to be like a world-changing or a sport-changing fight? Like, we are saying it's the best fight in women's MMA history, and that's great, but it's one of the best fights in
Period.
MMA
Yeah,
history.
Yeah.
Like, hard stuff.
Yeah, I was actually I was actually happy Dana actually said that at
that
the
at the
post presser.
presser, yeah.
Oh, did he?
goes,
Yeah.
people say this is the best women's fight. It's like, no, this is one of the best fights I have
Yes.
ever witnessed. I mean,
title fight with for
title fight, everything on the line, high level striking,
Yeah.
grappling, wrestling, just toughness.
Record-setting number of strikes thrown, I believe.
Insane.
Like,
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever seen a 25-minute fight with more action second for second.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yes.
there've been fights that people get knocked out, come back and everything, but just second for second action.
So even harder.
while
to
they were,
keep
and they
up
were
with.
like smiling at
They
each
were
other.
smiling.
I was
Yeah.
like, this is amazing.
I was like, you sick
Hard to keep
motherfuckers.
with, like nobody backing down right when like someone was pulling away, like
Yeah.
they couldn't.
Yeah.
It was amazing. Like I actually watched here at the house and just took the night off, which was actually surprisingly nice, just watching fights at the house. And being able to talk and eat and like hang out. It was different than a live show, of course. There's nothing like a live show, but I had it here, and I mean, we were losing it. Even when it ended, which is funny, like looking towards what happened in
Yeah.
the main event.
Yeah.
But we're like, there's still another fight left.
Yeah.
And everyone's like, I can't handle anything like that. And then like.
And then it
they're
wasn't.
like,
So
But they knew.
you
They
said
knew.
you couldn't handle that, so like during the fight, but I was literally like, I don't know if I can handle like another fight like that. That was
Yeah.
insane. Everyone was losing it, and those girls are amazing. Like Joanna has always been one of my favorite fighters to watch, and
Yeah.
I think she said it perfectly after. I mean, she's a champion, win or lose belt.
Yeah,
She's
definitely.
incredible, just the way she carries herself, and obviously, I think people knew Zhang Weili, but like for her to shine on that stage.
Yeah. She showed up.
Was insane. I mean, like a lot of people, because her last fight when it was huge international, you know, people saw it, but like on that stage, she's another star. I mean, it was just an insane.
And to have that performance when she could only work out in hotel rooms in like different countries, and then go from, you know, China to Thailand to Abu Dhabi to here, and like you see her doing like box jumps
very
over
long
bed.
flights.
Yeah. And you're just like, your cardio never wavered. Like that to me was
we're kind of waiting for it. Like, okay, she's gonna get tired now. Now she's gonna get tired. Oh, this is when it shows. You know, oh no.
Yeah,
no.
round three, I was like, oh, she's getting tired now. And then round 4, and she came back, and I was like, okay, never mind.
Yeah, just kidding.
I don't know what I'm watching.
You know how Joanna performs in 4 and 5? You're just like, if she wavers at all, like Joanna will not.
Yeah.
And then like when it looked like she just wouldn't. Like that was so much mental to me. Like cardio is period. Like she is just such a strong. Like she was out there to win. Like you know she was physically tired, but like there's like tired like can, and she was just like, I'm tired, but like. The way she reacted to it, because she was definitely exhausted.
Because you know this, but how much is cardio affected by just getting the shit beat out of you too? Because you can have the best cardio, but you have that cardio and be just
absorbing
hurt.
damage.
I mean, is it 2 different things? You know,
I probably think it. Shit, I mean, it's a really hard question for me to answer because I could never put myself in that situation that they were in to even feel that. Like, I've had fights that were hard.
I don't want you to be in that
situation. And I love my cardio. Like, I feel like the cardio is such a mental thing. Like, I just don't believe in, like, getting tired. And I'm just like, if I'm tired, I'll just throw a combo, then I'm not tired. Or something. So I always do that. But I can't remember a fight where both were happening at the same time. Like, I was super exhausted in, like, the Dustin Ortiz fight. Because we grappled like crazy. And then I maybe got beat up a little worse in that fight. But I can't remember one where like, oh my God, like I'm getting beat up and thrown and tired. I mean, like every fight you're exhausted. But like, I just don't even feel like I can like speak on what they maybe would have even felt, you know? Because I remember watching that fight, I'm just like that, I want to be in that, but like I do not want to experience, like it was just insane. You know, then I was like thinking of like some of the hardest fights I've had, and like the first Mighty Mouse one, the crew split decision come to mind, even the Cejudo one, where it was like that. But I'm like, I'm not necessarily getting beat up. We're just fighting and we're tired. You know what I mean? And you are beat up after, but
maybe it's a thing they recognize after too. Like you have, I know Joanna like acknowledged what was happening to her face after, but I wonder how much when the adrenaline ended, how much was she like, holy shit? You know what I mean?
She didn't touch it until her forehead until after the 4th round, and then she was like, ugh, and then she kind of walked back to her corner. But that was the first time she had kind of addressed like the swelling. But that was also when it kind of started getting bad. I think that when it's crazy when you're watching the fight, you're thinking this is so amazing to watch. But I even feel the same thing. I don't fight. I don't train.
Right.
But you look at it and go like, I love watching this. I don't want to be in.
Yeah. And then did you feel like you could score anything?
No, that was the other problem.
Yeah, I was really fanning out, and I was like, I don't know.
You know, but halfway through, because you know, as a media, we're trying to score the fight, and I was like, I don't know if this makes sense, but I felt a little dirty for even giving rounds to them. Because they both won that round. They both won that round. Like I kind of feel like an asshole for even saying that someone lost that fight. I mean, that doesn't happen that often. Where it's like, no, they both won. Give them both belts. Fuck it. It's like 2 champs. I don't care.
Makes perfect sense.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, that's kind of how I feel too. I want to maybe that's why I feel like I'm aging out of this doing this sport, because now when I watch everything, because I've like had a time to like meet everybody, I want everybody to win.
Right.
So when I see both of them going at it, I'm like, this is so amazing. They both should win. Yeah. They both deserve to win.
That is some of the hardest things I feel like in general, where you like know somebody's backstory, or you like, you see them with their kids and they're such a good parent, and then you're just like, like this is just an unrelenting thing, you know what I mean? But no, I just was sitting there like, I have no idea. I think I was so captivated that I couldn't even like try to score it. I was just like, I was just kind of in.
We all started at the beginning, and then it just turned into like pandemonium of like the fight only. Like no one cared. Like no one could comprehend like an actual score. Just you know what I mean?
Yeah, because every second you were
Like,
just
you
going,
couldn't-
oh.
You couldn't stop and make something like scientific or like mathematical of it. It was just a fight that we were watching at that point, because like the first one, who won that round? No one even tried to score after the second round. Like no one was saying anything besides how amazing it is.
In the fifth round, I was telling people around me, it's like, please someone knock each other out because I don't want to have to score this. Like, please, I was like, please someone get knocked out.
Yeah.
I just need someone
Do
to get
something decisive so that we know.
I don't have to.
Because we were so worried that like, no matter
Because
what, people are
it's
going to
just
be
not fair.
unhappy.
Yeah, exactly. But I think the crowd reacted pretty well.
I do think Zhang won. I mean, I think if you have to pick, but it was, I think the right person won, but it's still tough.
At home, actually, most people who watched it on TV, because we look at the scores online, and most people scored it for Joanna. Not most, but a slight majority scored it for Joanna.
Oh.
But in person, definitely more people scored it for Zhang.
That's so
It's
interesting.
very different in person.
Yeah.
You hear and you feel more.
Yeah,
You
and
hear
the
the shots,
were
you
loud.
feel the shots.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
You hear like
Yeah.
them solidly landing, and you're just like, okay.
There's some things just depending on the angle on TV too that like when someone is so technical and so fast, like you honestly are not gonna see it.
Yeah.
Unless you really know what's happening. And a lot of Joanna's strikes are straight and technical.
Yes.
So that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, I feel that way in terms of like for the live audience for sure. They visually registered more of Zhang's power shots.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
She was able to push Joanna back every time she countered. So it was just like
I think on TV power sells more than speed and precision. But
For sure.
Yeah, I mean that was I think the tell of the fight is like Zhang Weili's punches just looked like they were doing a little more, where Joanna was like landing.
Joanna wore more damage.
Yeah.
Well, and every once in a while, you just saw Joanna's head go, whoop. Like it was just like you saw like the back of like her head. I was like, dang,
That was
like
the best.
you thought
that
she
was
was.
just the wildest fight ever.
I know. I feel so lucky, that we got to, see and be there, and it's just like, because this is gonna we're not gonna forget that. It's one of those times.
I felt. Yeah, I had that. What other fights do you remember as almost as a fan or a fighter watching? Like you kind of get that same feeling from that. Like, oh, this is like I'm not gonna forget this moment watching this.
I think like Gaslam and
Is-
Israel had a feeling like that.
Diaz Daly.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
One round fight.
Someone on Twitter said, imagine if Diaz Daly was 5 rounds. That's what Wiley and Joanna did.
Yeah, that was one crazy round.
That was in San Diego, right?
Yeah.
That was the first Strikeforce / Zupa
show.
Yeah.
Oh,
It was.
yeah.
I'm so.
Because you
hard
worked
to
for
remember
Strikeforce at the
this
time,
one.
so that was part. That was part
it was
of
my
the
first time. It was my first time working with all the Zufa people.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That's a long
It's
time
very
ago.
hard to remember these because there's so many good fights where like I'm gonna always remember that one. And our sport,
Yeah.
your memory's so short because it's like that happened, this, and like you forget, and it's really so short. So even when I do find fights, I'm like, that's gonna be one of my favorite fights forever. And then like someone asks me, I turn into like a block of like, well, what was the fight this weekend? And but that one stood out. There's obviously
San Jose.
some other just insane like Gaethje ones. I even remember like watching Gaethje and Michael Johnson on his debut, and just
Because
like
there was anticipation, like, oh, this is his debut. Let's see.
it
Yeah.
was just crazy, and like he's getting dropped and coming back, and I'm just like, take him down, no, stop, like no one hit
Take
each
him
other,
down.
someone wrestle. I just didn't even know either guy,
Yeah.
and I was just like, somebody wrestle, somebody like take the other guy down. And I feel like a few of Gaethje's fights have been like that.
Oh, yeah.
where, like,
I'm
I've
always
just been,
begging in
the
my
whole
mind for him to
just,
wrestle.
like anxiety, but like
Yeah.
just love, like it was so. I've had I think a few of his. I mean, even like a Max Holloway's had a ton where I've just been like, wow, like it doesn't get better than like.
At the end of
what
Ricardo
fun it
Lamas
is.
when he just like pointed at
Oh, yeah. And they were like, let's go.
Sport's amazing, like obviously, but like it is one of those things like you have such a short memory, in it with everything happening and like.
I don't know.
It moves so fast, but this is one I think people are always gonna.
I was
Because
trembling.
this, I think,
Yeah.
Because you,
Oh,
you
shit, yeah.
get great fight and super high stakes, on a pay-per-view too. It's just like,
Yeah.
And like it also I feel like did something for women and for the weight class.
It was like International Women's Day or something like the same day.
Yep.
Like what a freaking perfect thing.
No. Okay, I'm very confident we could talk about the awesomeness of the co-main event for years.
Yeah.
But before we talk about the fight that happened right after that, what is this? What do we have right here?
I brought you some green tea cookies.
Green tea cookies?
Yes.
You know the waiter's heart. You
This
know
packaging
the
is
waiter's
amazing.
heart.
And this is Japanese.
Yeah.
Born in Kobe.
Yeah, there's a Japanese like dessert shop near me. It's impossible to open.
I love Japanese desserts and anything. We actually just had to cancel the 2-week trip to Japan, so you guys are giving us
Corona.
what we need.
The virus.
Yeah.
We're bringing the virus to you.
Yeah. Hey, no, relax.
I think it goes like sideways.
Oh, does it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Benny.
So
we'll
like
do it
I've been
together.
like I had all my plans in Japan. Like every meal plan.
Wait,
this
you
and that.
guys had you canceled the trip? Wait.
Yeah.
Oh, well, yeah.
Oh, that's
we actually had to,
nice.
yeah, I mean.
Yeah, it was a smart
It's
thing.
a bad time.
Look, we can maybe get through and, at the very
Just
worst,
wash your hands
be
every
like
5 minutes.
quarantined and be worried and everything. Like I didn't think we were gonna die or anything, but it's like I don't.
You might get-
wanna
I thought we were
put
gonna
it up.
die.
It's
I
like,
was like, I don't know.
I'll take that from
Yeah,
you.
you might get stuck there or
So
Yeah.
and like that's the worst thing. So I'm just like anyway, I'm trying to relive all the stuff. Like I'm thankful for Vegas. We have an amazing like Chinatown. I'm just like we want to go here.
And Chinatown
so
in
this,
Vegas
guys,
includes like all
Thank you, guys.
Asian
Oh, yeah, it's everything,
nationalities.
yeah.
so much. This is amazing.
And you know the way to his heart. He loves green tea.
I love
he
green
loves
tea.
cookies.
I love desserts.
Oh, and more packaging.
And the packaging is just like
And more packaging.
This is gorge.
this looks expensive
Yeah.
and like important,
Just like
and it's just amazing.
Like you.
Masterpiece.
those-
Wait, is this a
you. Oh,
full
yeah,
cracker?
You
Oh
haven't
my
seen these yet.
gosh.
These are.
Oh, just
open it
just
up.
rip it right open.
It's like a full cracker.
No, it's like a wafer kind of.
It's a wafer, yeah.
Oh, dude, it's over.
Oh my god. Joe
What is
Obesity's
this?
gonna come back.
Hold on.
Let me see.
Are we handing them out?
Hold
You
on.
guys want a paper towel or is it coffee?
No, just.
Here,
Oh, I'm
put
gonna
this.
get crumbs
Break
all
it on
over your
there.
counter now.
It's
though.
fine. It's fine.
Oh,
Benny,
you need paper
towel?
Benny will inevitably clean them up.
You need paper towel?
Look at food comes out and my dog
This
comes
is a
alive.
green tea cracker.
Yeah, green tea.
Oh, there's green tea in it. Oh
Yeah,
Oh
green
my God,
tea in
this
it.
is amazing. You guys want one?
Oh yeah, one more. That's yours. The rest of mine.
Yeah.
Yeah, sorry, that was awkward, but yeah.
This is amazing. These are like little pancakes.
Dude, I can't
You guys
wait.
have had
I'm
these
so
before?
hungry.
Yeah, I actually I bought the chocolate ones
You want
for.
that?
Oh my
There's a
god.
green tea cream in them.
Yeah.
Oh my
I'm sorry,
god, they're
Jose.
so good.
Sorry, Jose.
Yeah, you're done.
I forgot. I love Jose.
And none for
Here.
Gretchen Wieners, bye.
I love Jose.
Yeah, we love Jose. And he's wearing a Frank Ocean shirt, so he's our best friend now.
I just didn't know if we were supposed to
Wait, did we
Break the fourth wall.
I didn't know if we were supposed to break the fourth
we
wall.
broke it. We broke it a bit already.
This
Fine.
is incredible.
Mmm.
That's beautiful.
This is amazing.
Thank you guys.
You guys are the best. You've forever
Yeah.
been
How long have we
my-
known each other?
almost
Long
10
time.
years, I think.
And you guys have been very
Yeah.
essential in my
Our food
foodie
journeys.
journey.
Good.
Almost like you know what I mean? Because like a lot of people are like, oh, you know this food, you know that food, and ask me stuff. And then I'm like, if I had to go to somebody who influenced me in that, I'd give you guys.
Aw.
Oh, thank you.
I love when we're in different cities and I'm like, you just pick. You tell me where I'm gonna eat and what I'm gonna have.
I do take pride in that, going to different cities and finding good local spots to eat at.
You are so good at it.
That is the joy of traveling to another city, though. Like that is the point of it. You know what I mean, right? It's like, what do they eat here? Where do they drink the coffee? What is like popular here?
So let's talk about the main event.
Okay.
All right.
I hate you.
Benny's embarrassed. He's
Yeah, he's
Betty.
sorry,
like,
Ben.
I'm sorry.
He's
Those
like, I
are
hate
my parents, guys. I didn't pick them. He like put his head down.
Everyone's got their opinion on it, I'm sure. I didn't. It wasn't what we expected, but like, a smart fight is a smart fight.
Smart fight.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, like, what?
And high
Yeah,
level
you
MMA is high level.
tell me what you think about it. Yeah.
Basically, a smart fight's a smart fight. Sometimes I wish I was smart when I fought. It's like, hey, that's very admirable, you know? Like in Stylebender and like guys like that like fight, like those are always the guys I look up to that like are opposite of me and that like, you know, wish you could kind of like attain that. Like, oh, they don't fight like me, so I like watching them fight because I can learn something or, you know, good outside myself when I'm watching it or something. But yeah, smart fight's a smart fight, and high-level MMA is high-level MMA. You know what I mean? Like, it's not always what it's supposed to be. Just like high-level freaking theater or music, it's not for everybody. Like, you're not going to sit there and, you know, watch a black and white silent movie even though, you know what I mean? It's just, it was a high-level fight, you know. To me, like, Yoel Romero's, like, Israel did what he had to do. I'm not a believer in you have to take it from the champion.
Yeah.
I'm not a believer in that because the challenger is not at a handicapped. If he beats the champion, he beats the champion. You know, if you beat a guy by 1 second, you're like, well, you have to beat him by 1.5 in the race because he won last time. You win the fight, you win the fight.
Yeah.
But
You still gotta take it.
to go out as a challenger, challenging for a belt, and do as little as he did, which Stylebender did more at the end of the day. Like, what was open? Leg kicks. What was open? This. I tried to fight him a little bit. He caught me. You know what? People have done that with Yoel Romero and came out not the same person.
Yeah.
Stylebender, as the champion, did what he had to do. And Yoel, like I'm saying, like, without saying the challenger has to take it. As the champion, he did what he had to do. And Yoel, as a challenger, didn't challenge. Like, he went in there and it's like, you have to try, like, you are the challenger, find the best guy in the world. Like, try, and that's kind of where I'm at it. I mean, it was high level, very smart by Israel, get out undamaged, and I love what he said. He's like, I'm not gonna lose millions to please a bunch of guys that want me, you know, to get in a brawl. Like, I'll be there for the next one.
It was a hard follow-up no matter what.
It was a hard follow-up.
It's going to be such a hard follow-up.
Yeah. I mean, we had to take a cookie break.
And since of I think of Holloway versus Poirier, that should have been considered. If Israel versus Gastelum wasn't the fight before, that might have been fight of the year or one of the best fights of the year. But like, you almost forgot how amazing that fight was because Izzy versus Gastelum was such an amazing fight. Yeah. So like, this was it was just a no win situation for as far as entertainment.
I just think also, unfortunately, the way it began set a tone for the rest of it that you almost couldn't recover from.
Yeah.
Those first like 2 minutes or whatever it was, like, it
was about 2.5 minutes,
Yeah, it was just like, you saw that happen and you kind of, it lost a lot of people immediately.
Yeah.
You know, and I think even if it would have just like, maybe a strike not been thrown, but posture would have been different or movement would have been different.
More,
I just think like maybe things could have, it still wouldn't have pleased a lot of people, but like that, I think.
Yeah, I got
also like who did it? Like we were talking, it was the challenger. Like your job is to win the belt, possibly on your last title defense, and it's like you set a tone of just not moving for the first 2 minutes.
Yeah.
And it was kind of just like.
And Izzy kind of had to break the deadlock. He's like, all right, I'll do something. And then he gets hit with the one shot.
Yeah.
The one shot he gets hit with the really only hard shot. He got hit with the hard fight.
Yeah.
He's like, okay, I'm not gonna do that again.
Right.
So
it's not the way to win a title.
Yeah, and
You know what I mean?
so Izzy's like, oh, I'm trying to make it entertaining. Oh, I almost died. Screw you guys. I'm just gonna win this now.
He was, I mean, because I interviewed him right after. Like he came from his medical tent and came to me, and like. The vibe wasn't happy, and like that was the first thing I asked him. I'm like, "This isn't your vibe." He's like, "I don't like being boring or disappointing people, but like, you know, and that's the thing that's hard. And as you guys know, because you're friends with fighters and you've been around the sport for a long time, but like, you don't come home and like know the challenges or like have to live every day. Then that is sometimes. Can be hard, and he doesn't want to disappoint people, but at the end of the day, like, he has to fly all the way home to New Zealand, you know what I mean, and take care of him and make sure he has a long fighting future. So it's just, you could tell he was disappointed, but he was like, I had to be smarter for my own future, you know.
Yeah, he did walk into the press conference pretty bummed. You could tell he was not celebrating, and he just kind of had like a, you know, I'm just gonna answer my questions, I'm gonna stay defiant.
Yeah.
because it's my personality, but I'm not, but I'm not thrilled about this.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not a fight, I think, you're going to be proud of when you win it, but you're going to be like, I did the right thing.
Absolutely,
And I fought the right way. I stuck to a game plan. And sometimes that's the hardest thing is just staying disciplined.
Yeah.
In a fight. And when I see some people attack a leg for 20 minutes and stick to something, I'm just like, you don't understand like how hard that was even to continue to take down and cover a guy and dominate him in that way for 20 minutes. Like something like that of like sticking to it and not being fazed by anything else but the sole focus of winning the fight, like that's what makes him the champion. And you'll going into challenge, like that wasn't the way to take it from him.
Yeah, and I thought Rogan and the commentary was actually pretty dead on in the sense that this is actually Romero's game plan. You just are going to be bored and just go, all right, I got to do something, and that's when I get you. That's essentially his game plan. Like,
it is always, too.
And
I was looking at his
actually
corner
always,
too,
yeah.
because I was like, are they? I kept checking his corner. I was like, are they going to be like yelling for like activity or something? And they were just all chilling. I was like, oh, okay.
just look at the phones,
This is as expected.
Yeah, that's the plan. Yeah.
Yeah.
I also think that it's weird, but not every, and I know this is going to be really disappointing because it is pay-per-view, but not every main event is going to be amazing. Not every fight is going to be amazing.
Yeah.
Not every title fight, especially. And it was weird because like Romero came into the press conference and said that he didn't think that Izzy should be compared to Anderson Silva. He was embarrassing, blah, blah. I was like, Anderson Silva had his fight against Damian Maia, against Talis Leichis.
There's Cote,
Cote, which was his like 8th fight or something, and that was Stylebender's 8th fight or something.
Yeah.
Some stat for that.
Yeah, so I mean, everyone has a bad night. Everyone has a night that's not as exciting as everyone wants it to be, and that's part of it. It just people choose to forget. Even say like Jones OSP.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a point when people you can't love every fight. Not everyone's gonna love every moment, and we're just choosing to forget that these things happened in the past.
For sure.
You cannot please the MMA community no matter what at the end of the day.
And I do sympathize because we're there. We're literally paid to watch these fights.
Yeah.
I get people at home. I get the fans who are paying $70, $100, $300 for those tickets, whatever.
I get that.
I get that, But you pay $400 to go see a Lakers game, and they just kind of suck that night.
Yeah.
Right.
You don't go,
the stars don't play. And
That's what Sprats is.
Right, Sprats.
Sprats.
And there were 11 fights on that card.
Yeah.
Very-
And a lot of great fights.
Yeah.
Lots of finishes.
How selfish are we that we're bitching about one fight when literally 10 minutes before that we saw maybe one of the greatest fights that ever happened?
And then before that, we had a wild knockout.
Yeah, the wild knockout.
Yeah. Oliveira and Max Griffin.
That was a great fight.
Wild,
Yeah.
What was the other fight?
Magny had a great performance.
Yeah, Magny had a great
Oh, I
performance.
missed that. I missed the
Yeah.
one.
Off. Sugar Show.
Sugar Show,
Coming
Sugar Show.
back,
Just
On the prelims, 3 undefeated fighters remained undefeated.
Yeah.
I mean, I think that was also crazy too. It's like
Yeah.
to have a 0 in this sport is wild.
Yep.
Yes, so difficult, and they really Mark Madsen got put through the ringer for his
Oh, that was a good fight too.
Yeah.
I like that fight.
Mark O.
I know.
Madsen.
That always throws
Is
me
the
off.
04 Olympian or it's something?
Mark Olympian Madsen, yeah.
It's like overheard or something, overhard or something.
Mark-
It's pretty
Over hard?
It always throws me off because I always think it's O Madsen. It's not.
Yeah,
the way he
no.
says it.
Yeah.
Like Marco Madsen.
Yeah.
So Joe Rogan kept calling him O. Madsen.
Yeah, he called him-
like he was like Irish.
Oh,
Yeah,
or
yeah,
like
yeah.
Marco. Marco Madsen. You know what I mean?
I like Marco.
Yeah,
Marco's good.
yeah.
Sounds wild.
So
Marco.
that was a great
Marco.
event. Great event.
Yeah.
Great
A
event.
lot of memories. How are you doing, Joseph?
I'm good.
You good?
Yeah.
Pretty good.
I want to talk about you now.
Want to talk about me?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Do you have a rematch coming, or we don't know?
Possibly.
Yeah.
That's the plan, and I love the idea because, well, I mean, as a competitor, you can win. You win and you lose. That's it. Sometimes I didn't perform and I won. Sometimes I didn't perform and I lost. But like, there's something to learn. Every loss I've been able to take something away from like, oh, this happened for that reason. And this wasn't a loss where a guy was better than me. I was winning a fight. I thought it was going my way. Felt amazing, feeling in my element, and the headbutt ended it for me. You know, that was the beginning of the end for me. I mean, I went, you know, the best way the guy could possibly win, which he was prepared in the first round. You know, sprawled great, but it's like, all right, that left me standing up with you, and we're like, that's your only chance. And like, I beat you there on all 3 judges' scorecards. I was fighting at a pace that I know, like, I can control, and no one can fight with me there. And I'm just like, that's why I kept swinging. A lot of people are like this, but you know, we get up from the first scramble. I see a guy tired, and I'm like, oh, I don't let up. If you're in front of me, like, I am attacking you. I'm not gonna be like, oh, he's tired, I should circle. So, like I said, I kept going at a pace that I didn't think he could handle, and literally I didn't feel a punch at all. And all of a sudden, you know, I'm TKO'd by a guy I was beating that, you know, essentially happened from an accident. You know, a headbutt that could have easily been a referee instead of right here. Sees the clash, sees the cut. Hey, don't throw the next punch.
It is interesting,
And it's like, I've come to the point now of just, it's frustration of like, from a competitive standpoint. Look, like, life goes on, and I've realized that. Like, I'm happy. I make everyone, like, life goes on, and I'm always going to be more appreciative of life and have a perspective of like, the fight's not the most important thing. But as a competitor who has been trying to be, you know, is one of the best in the world for years, it's like, I lost to a guy that wasn't better than me. I want to fight him like right now. He literally has a win over me when he was losing a fight. You know, and this accidental thing happens that ruins everything. And it's just like, I mean, that's where I'm at, is like the frustration part of like, why the hell would that happen? And like, it was, everything was so perfect and going in a well way. And I love that it was a tough fight. I love that it was a hard fight. You know, I didn't expect it to be easy, and everything felt right. And then it's just like, it ended because of that. Why?
I'm gonna steal these crumbs before.
Like I said, it's just the frustration part. So everyone's talking about like the rematch happen, and I'm just like, yes, like I wanted that right after. Like, I was fighting.
But like, I feel like people think Joe was like campaigning for it. Like, he didn't even know that the rematch was being like brought up. He was getting like stitches, and it was already.
They were already talking about manager right
so
after.
It wasn't like. Because I think some people.
I didn't go and ask for it. I was disappointed because, like, look, there's a ton of weird asterisks, whatever those things are. You know, asterisks.
Asterisks. Asterisks.
In that fight, like, with just the miss weight and then the headbutt, it's like, it wasn't a complete thing. The title's still vacant. I'm obviously the best guy, you know, in the division. You know, he proved that at least he belonged to be able to do another rematch. So it's just like, but I don't make excuses. I never talked about the weight, you know? And a lot of the things, like, even when I was done, I was like, well, you know what? I could have finished him before that. I didn't have to even get to that point of the headbutt. And, like, you know, I'm not a guy who, like, makes excuses no matter what. So I was just like, at the end of the day, he did what he had to do. If I saw someone's head split open from a headbutt, and I saw, which I'm sure he saw, my eyes freaking, you know, when someone's rocked. You know.
The second it happens, like, your face changes.
And I was just like, I'm like, what? I'm wiping my face with a guy right in front of me trying to attack me. I didn't know what the hell was happening. He saw that, just like anybody sees blood, but also like, oh, I rocked him. Look at his eyes, whatever. So, you know, at the end of the day, I think like, well, I wish I would have been at least conscious to like circle or shoot and wait for this or wait for that, or I should have finished him in the first. I should have just done this, done that. You know, so I wasn't even thinking about it, and the fact that, you know, they want to do it is like, it's great. Like, I've worked for these opportunities like my whole life. My whole career, I've worked for these opportunities. When I wasn't getting them, people are like, oh, he's the best, but like, he deserves a title shot. You know what I mean? And now that I'm getting it, it's like, you live once, you have a shorter time to do this, and, you know, my time, you know, is getting shorter and shorter. It's like, you think I'm not going to take every opportunity given to me that I've worked for like my whole freaking career? So yeah, when it was a great thing to hear, and like, I'm ready for it. I just want to be healthy, got the right timing to be able to perform, and you know, that's about it.
How much of that headbutt suck? I mean, like, Wait, this is a question. I mean, I know you're in the middle of a freaking fight, but like when the headbutt happens, because she covers a lot of boxing. When guys headbutt, they'll immediately go to the ref. Hey, no, even the ref doesn't
the ref
see it.
Immediately.
Yeah,
will.
like if you get poked in the eye, refs don't see eye pokes. You have to tell the ref.
Yeah.
I'm just kind of curious more because we hit the headbutt. Did you know it was a headbutt? Did you know because it happened? You couldn't immediately go on the ref. But, hey, that was a headbutt. And
It happened so fast.
Yeah, that's what I
feel
assume.
like
Yeah.
I didn't really know. All I knew was that like I'm dazed right now, like what's happening, and then like I see blood and like I wipe, but like I didn't necessarily like go, dang it, headbutt.
Yeah.
It's kind of a weird thing. I knew I was dazed, and like obviously there's split seconds in your mind is like, why am I hurt? Like, did he punch me or something like that? And I never went unconscious, so it was kind of a weird thing. Like, that was the last thing that happened to me, and then I'm kind of like, getting up and I'm bleeding, and I was just like, what was that? Because it was just a weird thing. I didn't really feel it, but even like I guess the punch that dropped me, like I didn't feel that. It dropped me. I was already rocked equilibrium wise. Fell on my butt. He obviously did the right thing, but the headbutt was the finishing blow. Like that was the.
Yeah, I know there's so many like what ifs, but like if that punch doesn't happen, actually the ref will actually see the cut, and like that's actually it would actually have been a no contest actually if the punch doesn't happen.
In
Because
Virginia.
In Virginia.
Maybe not.
Funny enough, in Virginia, accidental headbutt, anything, whatever, stops the fight. If it's even gone past one round, they go to the scorecards.
Oh.
And I won on every scorecard. And it's like, look, I wouldn't want to win a title like that anyway. Yeah. But it's just funny. It was just like,
They, of course, that's their bylaw.
And then it's just kind of like, oh, you think so many what ifs, bro. Like, that's all I do.
Yeah.
I'm like, what if I wouldn't have got rocked, but like I would have just bled? Like, the cut still happened, but I wasn't rocked.
Yeah.
What if I was like kind of rocked, but not bleeding, so I didn't like go like whatever.
What is this?
You know what I mean? And then it's just like, everything could have been different, or like
you could have gone through so many things. What if you
and
made
people
weight?
are like, and people are exactly.
Would he have been more trained?
Like,
and,
you lost focus for a split second or something. I'm like, no, I lost focus. Period.
Yeah.
Like it wasn't like, oh my god,
Your brain.
but a guy's fighting me. Like, hold on. Like I was like literally that was what I imagined.
rocked. Yeah.
Like the only time I've ever been finished, it was like instant. I was out. That was as close as I could feel to what people feel when like it gets a finishing blow. Like he uppercut him, all he has to do is like go finish him. Or like my last fight, I head kicked him, all I gotta kind of do is go finish him. That was the headbutt, and then I'm done. Like that was the sequence in my split second of fighting that I felt. Is like, I'm rocked, now I'm getting up. What the fuck happened? They told me later it was a headbutt and everything. I was like, oh, then that's what fucking rocked me, because
like when we were watching the fight, I actually didn't see the headbutt. It was the replay.
Yeah,
That's how. I mean, we thought maybe, but you just couldn't. It's a fight.
Well, the original camera angle is actually behind. So you couldn't.
behind him, right?
Yeah, so you just saw the back of a head. You couldn't actually see anyway.
Yeah.
But when they changed to the side
Replays.
angle, then you're like, oh.
Oh my goodness.
But it was very obvious, like from the moment on. Like from that moment, it was like, oh, something happened.
It was a squirter.
Yeah.
Huh?
It was a squirter. Wow, man. Oh, that was a bleeder.
He was.
Like, that's the thing. Is
That was
like, maybe
it was
if I would
impressive.
have just bled, or maybe if I would have just bled, and then it's just like, that's just the annoying part. Is like, I don't know. Like it's a headbutt. Like that. Like, put me down.
That cut
Like,
was so
that
bad. Joe was laying there getting stitched, and I'm just like trying to be like, because you don't want to be the emotional one. That's like their time. And he's getting stitched, and I'm like, it's fine. Like, it's going to be fine. Meanwhile, I'm like basically looking at his skull. They accidentally dropped alcohol in both of his eyes.
Oh, no.
So he's
There's a
like
bad
bleeding,
stitch
having like screaming because there's now alcohol in his eyes.
Have you literally seen your husband's skull? Wow, that's love.
We're
I
intimate.
have not actually seen her skull, so I assume it's there.
That's intimate.
Yeah, and I was just like, I'm like trying to like awkwardly sit on the high table while he's being laid. I'm like, it's fine. We're gonna be good. And they're like, oh my god, I'm gonna die. And like, I didn't know what to do. I was like, I'm gonna throw up. I'm gonna faint. It's fine. Oh, we're good.
Don't vomit on your husband.
Yeah, he was not. Yeah.
reminds me of like last night when we were watching the co-main. We were when Joanna's head started swelling. Like all the photographers, were like, oh my god, what if that gets cut open?
Yeah,
it's
I know.
gonna be so gross.
The same thing.
Everyone was like, this is gonna be gross. This is gonna be gross.
Yeah.
Yeah, like if it, I don't even know how that can happen or anything. Yeah.
I want has a fight ever been stopped because a ref was just like, no?
Yeah.
This is disgusting. I'm done with this.
Yeah.
I quit.
Thing, right?
Yeah, but no, because the ref was grossed out.
The ref was gross. It's like, ugh.
Yeah. Enough of this.
She was at the a few years ago. Sakuraba fought, and his ear got
Just, like,
ripped
ripped
off,
off?
and like so.
And just like hanging.
It looked like a water. I was like, is that water bubble gum? No, that's the ear.
Yeah. Oh, Sakuraba.
Sorry, one last thing. On this rematch, do you take it if he doesn't make weight? I know it's such a weird thing to say. I know it's such a weird because no one's like, I'll fight him any weight, but like, I mean, it's.
I feel like at flyweight, it's such a big deal.
It's a very.
Joe was
it's a
sleeping
big
when he
deal.
missed weight, and I had to like awkwardly wake him. I was like, "Here, put him miss weight." And he's like, "Okay, just get 30%."
Yeah.
And he was
I
fine.
like-
He
I
went
was
back to
like,
sleep.
well, I was like, how much? And I was like, well, we should get 30%. And like, I didn't ever think about not.
Yeah.
It was basically the same reaction if she would have said, hey, your opponent just hit the scale and made weight. I would have been like, nice.
Cool. Can I still
But
get
I just
30%?
looked like net.
yeah, exactly.
You know, like you believe in yourself and all that. And then to me, I just felt like a conviction of like,
Yeah.
it's like, well, he's never fucking was gonna win the
Yeah.
belt anyway. Now he can. Like, oh, he's not prepared. Like, obviously, I'm the only one that came to do this anyway. You know, and obviously, like the sport is. I just hate it because it's like.
Would you do it?
Oh, to answer the question, I forgot the question. Yeah.
Let's bring it back. Let's
Rematch.
bring it back
He
here.
comes in at 127.5 for the rematch. You can sleep on it.
I have to.
Yeah, that's the thing.
I'm not
Yeah.
going to.
I feel like you
I'm
have to.
not gonna fight a guy that's there. You know, where I can win a
Yeah,
title.
there's like.
Do you think then?
And that is.
yeah.
Yeah, I just can't.
A fighter's never gonna almost never gonna turn that down, especially if there's a title involved. I think the only time we've ever really seen that not happen was in non-title fights, right?
Yeah, or like when commissions say like, hey, that's 4 pounds, you can't do it.
Yeah, or if a
That's
commission-
3 pounds,
yeah.
you can't do it.
The last person
something
I
like
actually
that.
remember not doing it was Leslie Smith or Aspen Ladd.
Right.
And
yeah.
that kind of turned out, that was
Yeah.
a whole nother drama too.
Yeah,
It's just-
yeah.
it's so
That's
hard
why people
when
don't do it.
You put so much work in.
I know.
Everything rides on
I think your
that.
self-belief too
Everything-
is
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
oh,
The
whatever.
self-belief's huge. Yeah, you're just like, I don't care. Like, I spar with freaking 160-pound guys every single day, you know, that are better than this because, like, for me, like, if I'm sparring with a flyweight, like, I have to have one of the best flyweights in the world, basically, to challenge me in the gym. So, therefore, I'm sparring with 160-pound guys anyway to get looks, to get, you know, everything.
Bantamweights,
And there's not a
featherweights,
ton of, you know, so, yeah, you just believe in it against anything. You put up, you know, so much work, and at the end of the day, at every level, everyone is still relying on, you know, like that's when we get paid after weeks of work, you know what I mean, for our coaches, you know, for their family, for our family, like everyone that's done that. And it's just like, you know, it's that all goes into play too. But a lot of it is just like the work is like, I prepared for this for 3 weeks and like, I can beat a fucking dude up that weighs this much more than me. And you know, the thing about the weight cut, as we were even talking about earlier, is like people don't understand it's not like 3 pounds or like,
It's a percentage,
hey,
yeah.
he like stopped working out only for an hour. And it is a percentage, but like
Yeah.
it's the body of like this making weight is your discipline, like that last 3 and 4 weeks. It's fully disciplined. Like the same people miss weight no matter what. Morning weigh-in, night weigh-in, this weight class, that weight class. You see it all the time. It's just their discipline. Like they can miss it this way, miss it this way. How does that happen? He went up to weight. No, because he's not disciplined. So it's weeks leading up and staying so big that by the time you finally get down to cut weight, like you can't make the weight. It's not like he's like, well, I can make the weight, but like, you know, I'm just not going to work out for 3 hours, which it's not wanting to put that abuse on your body for the last 3 weeks.
And those last few
Doing
pounds are the
extra.
hardest ones.
The last few pounds are the hardest ones, but you can't do that because you've been so big. And it's like, it's a fine line of cutting weight and training, right? So a lot of the times it's like, well, I know I'm getting smaller, but like I have to compete. So you really have to gauge your training different, you know, to make weight and train and be able to compete. But when you're not worried about that and you're just staying big and you have 40 hours to rehydrate, you're going to get that big right away.
Yeah.
So you're not fighting he was 3 pounds bigger than you at that moment when you got small and he got small. But when you both get big, it's not 3 pounds because he's been coming down from so far. So, you know, I don't know the night of, and that's not an excuse still.
Yeah.
I'm just kind of explaining like what missing weight means.
Yeah.
It means like months of just being a bigger person and then obviously being able to be a bigger person at night.
Yeah.
But like it's not an excuse. Like everything requires a sacrifice. So when I see a big guy in the gym or whatever, and I'm the smaller guy, I know how to fight them. I know where I'm going to shine. I know kind of how I have to fight. And that's the same thing I thought in the fight. It's like, he's going to be really good for a first round. He's probably going to be strong. He was extremely strong. But I'm like, he's eventually going to melt. He's not going to keep up with me because I did the work to do this. So, like I said, I always believed in myself, and I thought, you know, what I was sacrificing or what he was sacrificing was different. So, yeah.
I personally hope it. I think you deserve a rematch. I think fans want a rematch. I think the division deserves that rematch.
The division warrants it.
And
for
like
sure.
that fight was a banger in the first round.
Yeah.
Dude, I only got more fun.
The first round was awesome. Dude, that scramble.
Yeah.
Oh man, your arm went like.
I know. I asked him. I was like, "Is your arm okay?" And he's like, "Yeah." Why?
Oh, it didn't hurt. It just
he like forgot. I was like, "I don't know. You had like a scramble that was kind of wild." He's like, "Oh yeah, no, it's
Did
fine."
you see the replay in that scramble?
Yeah.
It's like, I was like,
And
what?
I could see why people thought that, but it's like I don't remember my arm bending. Like I remember
Yeah.
getting out of it, and I guess it looks like that.
I
when
think
you
it
get
looks
out,
worse than what
because
it
you
would
do
be.
like a hitchhiker thing to get
Yeah.
out. So it like looked kind of weird, but like my arm is like wasn't anything.
He was like, "Why?"
But it was just like that was like how you escape, and it actually looks really weird. And I now remember like looking at people like, oh my god, their arm definitely broke, but it like didn't.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I think the ref was all like, whoa, like for a moment.
And you know what? Like that scramble's crazy because like that changed so much of the fight for me too. Because it's like if we didn't get into that first scramble, it obviously would have been a little more tactical.
Yeah.
A little more like filling out. Like I'm obviously like the trickier fighter, you know, and like I landed like some clean shots before that, you know, just being faster and trickier from a distance. But when we got up from the scramble, he was tired, and that made me fight to finish. You know what I mean? So that ended up it being a different like fight too for me because like if you've ever seen me fight, like if someone's in front of me and not like circling, being tactical, like I'm just gonna fucking attack you no matter what. You know what I mean? And that's kind of how it was, you know. At first, we're like filling out. We get into the scramble. I'm like, he's tired. Like, I can finish him right now. So I'd never stop trying to do so because I see a guy tired. Like I said earlier, like I don't see a guy tired and then go like, I should circle and let him recover. Like I'm like, oh, I'm gonna fucking hit him, and then I continued to hit him, and I was like, you know, seemed to be going as planned. So anyway,
My other grief was I felt you and that fight was fight of the night, which you shouldn't have got the whole 100K.
dude.
Nice.
And I mean, as weird as this sounds, he shouldn't have got knockout of the night, which means you shouldn't have got that 50K too.
Yeah.
I mean, it's been weird.
Yeah.
Because that's immediately what I was like, oh, like he deserved all that money.
You go through every scenario in your head, like every scenario of just like this, that, like everything, and I was already like the fight was like awesome. I knew it was gonna be a good opponent, you know, and like I knew it made for an exciting fight because like from the beginning I was like, you know what's cool is like he's actually gonna fight me. He's not gonna be like, oh, stay away from him and maybe like catch him doing this and like take him down. And then to me, I was like, people kind of do that to him too, though. Yeah. Because he's powerful and has a good distance. But I'm like, no one attacks him. It's always like circle and maybe try to take down or like, or he just walks him down. But I'm like, he doesn't have the best defense and no one like goes and attacks him. So I knew I was going to attack. I knew he was going to be there too. And I was just like, this is going to be the craziest fight. It was leading up to be a really good fight. And then obviously I thought like, not only would I have won a world title, which is the best, but it's like we would have got fight of the night.
Yeah.
And it would have just been this great crowning achievement because not only that, I got a bonus, but it was a fight of the night bonus, and you can't get it. You get an extra $100K.
Yeah.
And you go through all those things, and that stuff, I hate those things you can't control.
I know.
That
Yeah.
are always like, that are just like, should have been. It's the worst feeling, and it's just how you live and fighting. Like, could have done this, could have done. But it's like you can't change the shit. And
Yeah.
it's like, but those scenarios in my head, it was a $100K fight bonus for me.
Yeah.
100%
That
would have
would've
been
been
fight
so
of the night,
sick.
especially as a main event that was going that well and that action packed.
That was Benny's college fund.
Exactly. Now you gotta get a scholarship, dude.
Yeah. So it's funny. It almost seems like kind of the story, like we were saying, like we knew that the co-main would be amazing, but not that we didn't know how amazing. Everyone thought the main event would be really great, but if you go kind of back and look at Romero's other fights, they're kind of, a lot of them are really weird.
Every single one.
Every single one,
By
actually.
a lot, I mean each single one.
Yeah. So what it is, what I'm noticing is like you have this thing in your mind. You imagine what you want the fight to be, and you try to go through every scenario in your head, but it still seems like it still changes from that. It's still not what you saw.
Yeah.
Even Izzy was like, he's like, that's not what I saw. That's not what I was imagining at all. And it's not something we can change, especially in hindsight. We definitely can't change it
Right.
because in the past. But I feel like that's why you keep going. You keep moving. You try. You're not defined by that. You
Yeah.
just keep going. And I don't know. It's inspiring to me, and I think that's why we love watching fighting so much, or we gravitated towards it so much, because you get to see people overcome not just the adversity in a fight, but the adversity of, say, losing a fight or having something just bad luck happen, things like that. There's so many other factors that it really kind of captures why fighting is so exciting to people, is because it's not just that moment right there either. It's like all these things. It's you prepare for this moment, you know? So I'm just so grateful for the time you've given us today. Thank you so much.
You guys are the
best. I'm
Wait,
glad.
are you a little hot, Joseph? Do you need? Yeah, it's kind of hot in here. Yeah.
A little warm.
Yeah. No.
Babe, I told you not to touch the thermostat.
Welcome to my life.
Thank you so much for inviting us into your home.
Oh, of course.
Thanks for
Was
coming
the
over.
coffee okay?
Coffee was great.
Okay.
And this is
Is that
so so that was been Jose off camera. Say hey.
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 Hola, ¿qué pasó?
Esther Lynn, my wife. I'm EKC Leydon, Megan Olivi, and
His wife.
his wife,
Joseph
I'm
Benavidez.
married.
Joseph Benavidez, and
This is Benny.
And Benny.
Olivi.
I'm sorry we bored you.
That's perfect.
He enjoyed the fights yesterday too, though.
awesome.
Thank you.